Damn phone keep taking pictures and shit. Anyway, what's up, everybody? It's your boy back with another match video. I'll be reacting to three true scary social media horror stories. This is from channel Mr. Nightmare. So I'll put a link in the description where you can check out this video yourself. Go check his channel out. It's really good, like horror narrations. And social media can be a dangerous beast. It can make you some money. It can get you killed. It's very little in between. But no, I mean social media. You know, everything has its ups and downs, has its pros and cons. So it's like people. It's funny how I see people who use social media pretty much their job now, but they talk about how like the internet shouldn't be a thing anymore, or social media shouldn't be a thing. But I'm like, but you make your money that way. Now it's like I hope you have, you know, a plan B. Like if it just like tomorrow, there's like also they some law that came into effect, like all social media had to be shut down. You know, or you couldn't make, or they did something you couldn't make money off of. It was just strictly, if you want to put videos up there, that's fine, but you couldn't get money. Like YouTube couldn't get you, you know, money, anything like that, or whatever. Like you couldn't make any money off of it. Then I'm like, I wonder what you would do, cause especially because this is your livelihood, this you pumped all your time into, and now you like, it's not anymore. Like I hope you have you know, a plan B, unless you know. I mean, I guess if you know, physically able and you're not too old, you can go work in a warehouse. You know, so you can do general labor, or you could go back to school. They got FAFSA programs, but I just find that funny when I see people who make their living on the internet or social media, and they talk about how it shouldn't be a thing. I can see having an issue, but like I talk about that, but or the, you know, the cons of social media or the internet, but to say it shouldn't exist anymore, and that's how you make your living. That just seems weird for somebody to say. That's like someone said. That's like that'd be like, I hate to use this comparison. That's like someone being I don't know, a pickpocket or something, and everybody goes cashless, and they have like RFID chips in your thumb or some shit, and you can get your money that way. And they be like, oh, they shouldn't have. I don't even think that's a good analogy. I'm trying to make an analogy. I'm like, the alcohol is. I don't know, because it's making me hot and I can't turn my fan on because it's too loud. But it was just like, it's like saying that something that shouldn't exist, but you make your money off of it, you know. Or if like, you work construction, but they're gonna replace you with robots, like they should. You know, they should replace us with robots, you know, type thing. That's a weird thing, cause like that's your business, like that's what you do. That's your profession. Like, why would you want that to go away? You know. But anyway, this supposed to be a horror story. I'm talking about like economics and shit. But anyway, let's get into this. Where's the cursor? Right. Here we go. King Dude. Oh, that's the people who sent it.
I was on Instagram browsing through my feed. I saw my best friend Alexis posted a picture of herself sitting by the side of her
I know
backyard
these
pool
things
with her
say
friend.
true.
So I liked it and
I
planned on
wonder if
reading the
they're actually
comments.
true.
I read through all her
Or
other comments first, and at the
they
very
just
bottom,
made up because
a comment left only a
anybody
minute
could
ago was
tell
from a
him
man
ain't
with
true. That don't
username
mean it's true.
Jam00235. It said, "You are a very hot little lady." I should mention we're both 16, and when I clicked on this guy's profile, he appeared to be like 40. Most of his pictures were of random landscapes. Some were of varying random objects, like a half-full bottle of beer and some weird stone statue. Most of his pictures had no likes. Some had like 1 or 2 likes at most. He only had 15 followers, yet he followed over 100 people, including Alexis. I texted her about the comment and told her she should remove it and block his account.
I'm weird like that. I got
She
like,
promptly replied,
I follow like
"Yeah, I know, it's so
7,000
creepy."
people, but I think like
She blocked the
500 or
account,
600
and I
people
went about
follow me
liking
or
and
something.
commenting on the picture like I originally planned on doing. The next day after school,
Most of those
Alexis
people
and I
actually
walked home
know
together since we
or have
lived
met.
right across the street from each other. On our way home, we noticed a white car driving slowly in the street next to us.
Oh boy, here we
It
go.
was a little suspect, so Alexis told me to come to her
It's
house with
fucking
her.
Jared. What's his name?
Whoever
Jared?
was driving that car slowed
something.
down when we got to her house, then sped away as soon as we entered.
Oh wait a minute, don't he like little
It was the
boys?
sketchiest thing we'd ever seen, and we almost felt like we were being followed. I stayed over Lexi's house the rest of the day.
Make sure those lines.
We
ain't
worked
showing
on our biology
camera.
project together. Then we just hung out until late at night since we had no school the next day. It was often that I'd spend the whole day at Lexi's
Is it a
house.
video game? That
This
look
was
like
one of those times. We ordered
like
a
a,
pizza since Lexi's
CG
parents weren't
render.
home. That also meant it was just the two of us in the house, so we were being as loud as we wanted. We heard a knock at the front door of the house. Just slightly though, since we were upstairs in her room. Alexis went downstairs to open the door. But she's a really cautious person, so when I didn't hear her open the front door,
No, she
I had
really
a feeling she was
scared
peeking out the window to make sure it was
But-
the pizza guy.
Nothing wrong with being scared.
I was confused when I heard her quietly rushing back up the stairs into her room. She shut the door and looked at me with her mouth wide open, and said there's some creepy guy on her stoop. I didn't believe her.
So when
thought
I
it
was
had to be the
16, I
pizza
thought
guy.
I'd go whoop everybody's ass.
I went downstairs with her to check the window. There was no one on the stoop, though. As she was swearing that she wasn't lying, the doorknob to the back door turned.
Oh, boy.
Someone
Don't
tried
tell
pushing the
me
door
she
open,
didn't lock
but
it.
the lock prevented it.
Okay.
We looked at each other with horrified
Getting
expressions
sick
on our
and tired of
faces
these
and
people
ran back
not
to her room.
fucking locking their
She
doors.
locked the door and sat in fear on her bed.
I don't give a damn where
We
you
thought
live.
as long as we waited in her room, we'd be okay, and whoever was out there would go away. But something completely unexpected happened next.
Broke the glass.
Alexis screamed and pointed at the window, where a man's head was visible, looking into the room. The man was holding a camera up to the glass.
Chasing for you.
What made the sight even more horrifying was the fact that we were on the second floor, which meant this man climbed up onto the patio roof.
Shit, that was quick.
I screamed in horror too as we ran to the basement, perhaps the safest place in the house. We stayed down there the rest of the night until Lexi's parents came home, and we told them all about what happened. They were shocked, but really what could anyone do? I went home that night to see a text on my phone from Alexis, saying she just looked back at the random man's Instagram account and saw that the person's face matched the person who was at the window. I looked at it too and agreed.
With a hockey
I
man.
told her to report the account to the authorities. She didn't know how. Honestly, I didn't either. So
You
I
go
told her
to the
wait until
police.
the next day to figure it out. However, the next day, the account was deleted. Either that or renamed. No one ever saw that man again, but we do keep our Instagram accounts on private now.
If it was renamed, was he not following you anymore? Because even if you changed the name, he's still following you.
My friends and I have a Snapchat group together,
I guess it depends on
which
how
means
many
when someone sends a picture to
people
the
they
group,
follow
everyone
or
gets the
follows
picture.
them.
There's 5 of us in the group: Marvin, Glenn, Joe, and Jared. One day at school, Jared told me he lost his phone and didn't have Find My iPhone on, which sucked for him, but oh well, what could we really do about it? The rest of
Oh
us
well.
continued about our daily lives.
Fuck you.
I was at the gas station and saw a funny-looking guy who looked like he didn't know how to use a gas pump. So I thought it would be funny to sneak a quick video of him and send it to the Snap group that I had with my friends. I got home and checked Snapchat and saw the Snap was opened,
He's
I
like, it's
checked
not
which of my
polite
friends
to
opened
make
it.
fun of people.
and was kind of surprised to see Jared's name under the opened list.
His ass be put on.
I texted Jared asking if he found his phone, but the text never said delivered. I asked all my other friends if they'd spoken to Jared about his phone. Joe said he was hanging out with Jared as we spoke.
Fucking
He also
Jared.
said Jared did not find his phone.
Fucking up.
He put Jared on the phone for me and told me to come over. When I got to Joe's house, he and Jared had already thought to look at the
New
snap map
York.
to see that the location had not been turned off, and it said whoever was using Jared's phone last opened it 4 minutes ago. Its location was an abandoned construction grounds. Ready to go kick some ass, or at least thinking we were, we agreed to drive down to the construction
Ready to
site.
be fucking idiots.
Getting there was quick and easy, but hopping the fence and navigating in the dark was a different story. According to the snap map, Jared's iPhone was somewhere in a big abandoned building.
Clearly, this dude wanted people to come because he
The
could
three of us, all
took
but
that
6
phone and
foot,
just took the
definitely
SIM
felt we
card
could get
out.
the better of anyone in a fight. But what was this person doing in this building at this
Sound
hour?
like me in my late
The
teens.
situation was just too unsettling. We found a big hole in the wall where we could enter the building. Joe and I used our phone lights to find our way through the building. It was cold and empty in there, besides the rubble and graffiti everywhere, and every little sound created an echo. The last time Snapchat updated Jared's location was 5 minutes ago, but the location was right on top of us.
Quarantine
It didn't seem like
eyebrows.
anyone or anything was on the first floor, so we went to the second
Trimmed them
floor.
enough.
We found ourselves in a big empty room. Joe checked the location of Jared's phone one more time, and it appeared that all 3 of our phones
This
were in the
is
same
so
exact location,
stupid.
which was weird. Where could his phone be?
Weird. Very peculiar. Oh shit. Here we go.
The sound of a digital camera shutter, accompanied with a blindingly bright flash coming from an adjacent room, made the 3 of us freeze like a deer in headlights.
I would have ran my
Then
ass
Jared
off.
was the first one to run for it, screaming.
I'd-
Joe and I followed suit, running back down the stairs and out the hole to the outside. We got to the car and drove back to Joe's house. On the way back, Joe and I got a Snapchat from Jared's phone. I was the first one to open it, and it was a picture of the 3 of us standing in that room with the caption, "Run." We never went
Oh,
back to
we
that
already
building for his
did,
phone.
bitch.
In fact, after that, the location on Jared's phone was turned off, until, of course, Jared signed in on a different phone.
This is so stupid. Y'all deserve your ass beat. Like if that light would have came on or something, it'd have been 40 dudes.
All my friends were telling me to
Y'all
make a
deserve
Tinder,
that.
so I figured, why not? I set up an account and used 4 of the best pictures of myself I could find. Pretty soon, I was already getting matches. I sent a message to just about everyone who matched me on the first day. Only 3 responded, one of whom was a gorgeous brunette girl who was just so easy to talk to. Everything I said, she had a perfect
I deleted
response
that shit
to.
on my phone after
Even
the
when I
first
said something awkward
week.
or
I was like, man,
regrettable,
this is bullshit.
she'd reply in a way that would
Paying
fix
for
it and
this
make
shit.
me feel better about what I said. I quickly got her number.
I'm cheap.
I was a little disappointed to see green text instead of blue text, meaning she didn't also have an iPhone. But we quickly
Rather
made
go meet
plans
people
to
the
meet up that
old-fashioned
same
way.
night.
Awkward as
She wanted
fuck.
me to come over to her place to hang out. I was okay with that. It said her house was 20 minutes away on my phone. I left around 9 p.m. and pulled up to the address. Apparently it was a small condominium-type building.
Pretty girls who just
Honestly,
get
it
guys
looked kind of ghetto and sketchy.
Stupid shit.
I texted her to let her know I was there. She replied back quickly saying the outside door was broken, so I'd have to enter the condo from the front door and knock on the door in the hallway.
Cause this could be
The
somebody
hallways had a weird, dreary
luring you there
lighting
to
about
beat
them,
your ass and
and the
rob
doors
you.
to the condos looked kind of worn out. It was a tiny place. There were maybe 10 condos in total in the whole building. I came to the door with the number 7 on it, the door she told me to come to, and noticed it was half open. Inside, I could see a dark apartment-like room lit
Why
up
would
only
you-
by the blue
I
glow of the
would've
TV
left.
that was on.
I would have left.
I knocked on the door, making it open a little more, making the crack between the door and the door hinges slightly bigger, which allowed me to see someone standing behind the door, with their eye pressed up to the crack, looking at me. It appeared they were waiting for me to enter, to catch me by surprise and grab me.
Stab you in your
I
ass.
figured this out right away, so I pulled the door shut and took the few seconds of time it might buy me to run back out the door I came in and back to my car. I drove home feeling like my heart was punching my chest the whole way back.
And they
I
right
deleted
behind
my
you.
Tinder that same
Someone's
night and
in the
never touched the
backseat.
app since.
Deleted. Ooh, I've driven on roads like that. I didn't even think of like dating sites as a social media. But yeah, shit like that. Like, we're not meeting the first time. We're not meeting at some fucking at your house. Like, we're not meeting at my house. Like, we can meet in a public place the first time. That way we can actually see each other and talk and stuff like that. Now I know people use Tinder for hookups, but even then, meet in a public place. You know, I would say it's probably less more likely that you have a situation where someone is using this woman to get guys to come and get robbed. Now that does happen, but to just never have met this person at all, and you just, hey, let's go to that house, like, cause clearly the dude thought he was about to get laid. He thought he's about to get dome. Yeah, he's about to get dome, all right. Like, he was gonna be on the giving end when they knocked all his fucking teeth out of his mouth. Like that is, like, I would never do that. Like, and I've done online date, and which is weird because it's never, because I always find it awkward, and I'm awkward in even more awkward than I am in person, which is funny because that's supposed to, you would think that's supposed to take that away, because it's not like person to person, you can just end it and not ever see this person again. But it's never going past, it's never going to actually meeting. We always talk online. You might do Skype, and that's it. We never like go anywhere or anything. It's almost like they're awkward too, because it seems like they've never done this before. I've never done this before, so it's just so weird. Like, I don't know. That's almost like we're getting familiar with each other over Skype or a phone, a video chat or something like that. And I guess, because I've been some girls, I was like, yeah, I just basically said, yeah, this ain't gonna work. You know, or they said that to me, or we just stopped talking. One of them was like, either one of us lost interest. But yeah, that was pretty stupid. And that other story with the let's go beat this dude's ass who has your phone, like, and then you get to the place, and it's like some abandoned building, and you're like, I'm going here, I'm going over here, I'm just big dick, I'm going here and beat somebody's ass, and you gonna go in there and get fucked up, like, you don't know who's in there, you don't know what they're capable of, how many people, you think it's 3 of y'all, and y'all over 6 feet tall, like, it could be 10 of them, and they 5'6", and they beat your ass because they got that, they have the advantage because they've picked the ground. You didn't pick the ground, and so they're familiar with it. And if it's in the dark, I mean, it's on level playing field, but you don't know who these people are. Like, I always think of a situation like that. Ever since I've seen that movie Hostel, I'm thinking somebody's trying to kidnap me and torture me. They've paid good money, like Americans are the most expensive, and you could torture this dude all to your heart's content. I'm like, you ain't about to get me. You about to cut my Achilles tendon. Oh man, that made me think of that scene. They cut that guy's Achilles tendon, and that was fucked. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed my reaction. And if you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Hit the bell. You'll be notified when I upload new videos. Did I say subscribe? I think I said subscribe. Well, subscribe. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.